Hello, everyone, and welcome back to EduPassions. So, right now it is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which means that you are in for a treat for an awesome session with Effie, who's going to be talking about performing street theater. So, welcome, Effie. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine and I'm really excited to be here. Thank you so much, Sarah and Sally, for uh, having me here. And it's a great pleasure and it's a great experience to be part of such an amazing web conference. Thank you so much, girls. You do an amazing job.
Oh, thank you so much, Effie. We really appreciate that. So, thank you for joining us. And we also have with us Tracy. So, hey, Tracy.
Hi, Tracy.
So she will be facilitating this session. So let me tell you a little bit about Effie while she goes and pulls up her slides. So Effie studied English language and literature in Greece. She specialized in theater education and production. She's been teaching English for 15 years, and she's a board member of the TESOL Math Association. Effie is a theater and film lover and a TEDx goer. So you can find her on Twitter at EFITZOURI. So that is her full name. And without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to her. So take it away, Effie.
All right, hello everyone again. So we are talking about performing street theater in class today, and that's something totally different from what people have already said, mostly based on social media. So what is street theater? It is a form of theatrical performance and presentation in outdoor public spaces without a specific paying audience. So the spaces can be everywhere. Street theater is global, from Haryana to India, and Havana, Cuba, and to Krakow, Poland. As you can see, the street
Effie,
theater is everywhere.
could you press the
Uh,
present mode on your slides, please? The presentation mode.
um, yes.
All right. So it's on the very
The
top.
insert button.
So if you look at your slides, you'll see where it
Is
says
that
insert in the menu. So right above that, then there's a picture of a screen that you can just press and it'll make it go full screen for you.
okay? Uh, is it okay now? I don't know. I don't know how it looks.
No, if you can move your mouse up to the top of your screen, the very top of
Uh-huh.
your screen, and you will see, I believe, the fourth icon. It's going to have a picture of a screen with the play button next to it. So if you can click on that.
Yes. I have already done that. Can you see that? Can you see the slide share?
Um, we can see the slides, but it's not in present mode.
Mm,
Asked if you
uh,
want just that just means you have to go on each.
uh,
Yeah, so if you want to just go ahead and just click on each slide as you're talking about it, that'll be fine.
okay, all right, okay. Um, so, uh, um, the actors actually who performed theater range from buskers to organized street theater companies or groups that want to experiment with spaces or to promote their artwork. So on the street theater, the performer must take power and change the space so that no matter the noise and whatever is happening around, the audience's attention must be seized. So the use of costumes and props or large puppets or masks change the dynamic of the performance. So there is often music or little amplification of sound, but it is mainly the actor's natural vocal and physical ability that create a vibrant communication with the audience. So street theater festivals have been organized around the world, here in Athens, Greece as well. And it is more like an attempt for creating a more skilled and sophisticated work. So how things started, or just I would like to take a look back to the 60s. I think it is a turning point for street theater companies. So street theater has been used as a powerful vehicle by then by several leading radical companies. First is San Francisco Mime Troupe, who believed that performance depicts lived experience and spectators experience catharsis, and in that way they are relieved of personal and societal fears and view social problems from different perspectives. And they believe that what we cannot express, there are things that we can express, we have to express, but we fear to write down. And so the truth that may be shocking and honesty that is vulgar to the aesthete, no matter how vulgar it is to the aesthete, must be expressed. So San Francisco Mime Troupe actually gave birth to guerrilla theater groups who are well known for their anti-Vietnam War platform back then, and also very one of the most popular street theater companies was the Teatro Campesino, who raised consciousness among the Californian grape pickers in their political struggle. So we can see that there is a socio-political connection with this kind of expression in outdoor spaces. So street theater actually, as it is today, has its roots in theater of the oppressed, initiated by Augusto Boal. He was a Brazilian drama artist and a social activist, and Boal was inspired by the work of Freire, a well-known educationalist who rejected the idea of a learner as an empty vessel, as an empty piggyback. He believed that he actually introduced a critical pedagogy, and he believed that there is this concept of teacher as a learner and learner as a teacher. So we can say that he was the father of primary learner autonomy. So similar. This is Paulo Freire, and who actually formed his theoretical and practical ideas. He influenced a lot of educationalists and teachers back then, and I believe that he was one who actually was a revolutionary. His ideas were revolutionary. So similar, Boal's approach was similar as far as the street theater is concerned, where actors become the spectators and spectators the actors. So he saw theater as a pedagogic tool which could enable the masses to confront the social issues. So street theater and performance arts in general offer a powerful presentation mode to express and address individual and collective self and identity. It involves a variety of senses, kinesthetic and visual intelligences that influence our emotional intelligence. So street theater, actually when actors are participating in street theater performance, most important use is body motion, visual and audio aids, dialogue, props, costumes, masks, and as we said, puppets, so give a different dynamic to the performance and how they address to the audience. And as far as the spectators is concerned, they actually reflect and interact, they act, they come out of socio-political oppression, they communicate and they participate. So if we can see the relevance here with the teachers and students, so street theater actually is a very powerful vehicle in education, because it raises awareness and consciousness. It is a form of protest. It expresses emotional world with hope, longing, and celebration. And so we can use dance, music, energy, color. We encourage our students to become creative, and we encourage self-expression, which is very important. And we enhance multi-intelligence, as we said, visual and emotional intelligence. We empower learners for action. This is the most important thing, to make our learners become active and get involved. And of course, there is this socio-political aspect, as I have already mentioned, and actually there is enhances the cultural knowledge. Okay, so what we did was these poems actually were taken from a project that was about the children's rights, and all these poems are from Langston Hughes. And they are, as you can see, they are not very, they are small, they are short, and to the point. So in that way, we can actually help the learners to become involved, and not to have to read a lot in order to understand complicated ideas. So what we can do, these poems, I'm going to use these poems as an initiative in order to introduce the next practical ideas and practical exercises that you can do in class, in order to actually make our students become active, and make them become they become expressive. So first of all, we make sure that our students feel relaxed and they're ready to act. So in order to do that, in order to make them feel that way, we can ask them to close their eyes, and they can ask them to breathe deeply, and we can do that three or four times, and we can ask them to stretch their body, to stretch their arms and their legs, and to loose their head and their shoulders. So these are just some activities that I suggest, but you can go further and expand them and extend them. So first activity is called the frozen image. So we can use words from the poems. Words like, if you read the poems, you can see that there are words like fly, bird, wave, dream, day, night, water. So we can ask them, we can articulate a word, and we can use also our own bodies in order to actually give them an example on what we would like them to do, so they can have this word and create a frozen image using their whole body. It can be something abstract, and we do not expect them actually to create the exact, the realistic meaning of the word, the realistic definition of the word. So the next activity is called the machine of rhythms, and what we would try to the result of this exercise, that we would like to put them in this self-expression and body movement. This is the goal. So we ask students to actually choose a line from the poems. For example, weather and rose. This is the example that I have put here, and we can tell them to articulate the phrase by keeping the rhythm and changing the pace, making slower or faster. So in that way, we actually call them to express themselves, and call them to actually make something their own and speak it out loudly or quietly, slow or fast. So during the next stage, students can work in groups and they can actually develop this machine of rhythms. They can form a storyline. This is just an example with their voices and bodies using words or phrases from the poems. So, for example, they can create three moving images, the past, the present, and the future of this phrase, of this story. They may be asked to form a sound or movement, which will work as a transmission from one image to another. So it is like they create a moving image of the present, the past, the present, and the future, a storyline with words and phrases, movements and sounds. So what I did with my students a few years back was a street theater company, or a street theater group that we call it Colorful Smiles. And these are some photographs of this project. We did a storyline. We actually created a storyline that actually it was a part of movies that we watch with kids, like Yellow Submarine, and we decided that we are going to create a performance with moving and sounds, and we used words that are printed on their t-shirts, and there were words at the front of their t-shirt. There were words like poverty and hunger, and at the back of their t-shirt you can see that there is a phrase, "Who doesn't want to be loved? All you need is love," is from a Beatles song. It is inspired from Beatles song. So that was the project that we did, and we actually performed it in the street. We created a street theater performance. And this, this is what I would like to. I would like to end this presentation with something that I believe it is worth saying, that street theater performance actually it is developed nowadays, and a lot of performances now are called site-specific duration performances. What does this mean? That we have a performance, a dance, or a monologue that is using actually the urban environment. And this is from a very close friend of mine. These photographs are from a very close friend of mine performance that it is called 22 Stops, and she actually did that. She went to 22 different underground stations, and she did a site-specific duration performance. This is actually the future of street theater performance. So we can actually I'm saying that because I would like to point out that street theater is not something that belongs to the past. It belongs to the present, and I think that it can see to the future. So we can actually engage our students in something like that, not only through a workshop in class, but also in making them doing a sort of a research and see how things have been evolved. And this is also another way to another performance, which is site-specific performance, but it is in an exhibition inside a museum, and it was a performance that actually it was an exhibition and performance at the same time, where the spectators were the participants. And they had, throughout the exhibition, they had to actively participate in this process. And this was organized by the NEON. This is the organization actually that created the exhibition, and Marina Abramovich. We can find the resources here, and this is the. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, Effie. We'll see if we can get your video back. And the people, so Tracy says one of the questions that came up was, do you have any videos of your students doing this in action that maybe they can post links to in the chat box or something, like any videos of your students or other students doing this?
Actually, there are videos, but they are not uploaded on YouTube. Because actually we didn't get the permission from the parents to upload videos on YouTube. So we didn't get this special permission, only permission for photographs. So because things are very sensitive with this kind of matters, this kind of issues, so that's why there aren't any videos uploaded in public. But if someone is interested, I can send a video with the work of this street theater group of kids, of the students.
And Maria, Mariana, she asks, have you ever used street performance theater with students who have a learning disability?
Actually, not. I haven't done that, but I know that, and I know a lot of people that actually use street theater and performing arts in order to of learning disabilities. The only moment that I actually found that it was an alternative way to create a different learning environment was when there was a class with kids, hyperactive kids. So the only way to learn was to become in action most of the time, and to do things and to use their body, to use their voices, to use their vocal abilities in order to actually get involved, not feel bored, and actually feel that they are taking an active part in the learning process. So they wanted to feel that they are active and that they are learning in that way. So they help them a lot.
Real quick, we'll ask just really quick. We only have like a minute left, but somebody asked, does a teacher need a script? And Peggy George asked, I think it was Jai who asked that, and Peggy George asked, what about shy students who don't want to perform?
Yeah, this is a question, but they can do something else. For example, they can be costume designers, or actually they can maybe be assistants, for example, for the props. So they can do something. They have a different role in this group. If a teacher, if an educator decides to do that outdoors and actually to create a group and show their work in public space.
And then Tracy posted here, the actual question was, do teachers need to write the script, or do they need to get permission for scripts?
Actually, the script, the story, it is good to be written by the kids. It was not the script that we actually used. Was a story that came up to children's mind that they actually made. They got a lot of inspiration from movies like, as I said, Yellow Submarine. Also, they was a performance, a choreography from a famous choreographer here in Greece. They watched it on video, and they inspired a lot by songs and music genres.
Well, thank you so much. Tracy has let us know that people are really excited and fired up about this. So I'm sure
I was really nervous. So sorry about that. I wanted to say so many things, but sometimes you feel that when you are too stressed, you don't know if your performance is good. If everything that you have in mind is understandable to people and people can be engaged.
Well, thank you so much. You were wonderful and fantastic. And we're going to go ahead and head off to Lisa's. But thank you and a huge hug.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was great. It was really amazing. Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the help. Thank you very much. Thank you.